When creating an effective activity-specific performance program, you must first start with a data analysis. Not just a data analysis, but a root cause analysis. And it's that root cause analysis that should drive the construction of your program, both workout to workout and long-term periodization. Each workout or each training session should be progressive in nature. So from the start to the finish, you are building to build or to drive certain movement patterns. Those workouts should be then progressively periodized over time. That's extremely important. Each of the workouts should be composed of three primary segments. The first segment that's critically important, and it should come first, is what I would call functional engagement. It's going to have some component of mobility in there and some component of a little bit more dynamic movement preparation. The second component in your workout, and it comes second after functional engagement, is going to be basic movement rehearsal or basic movement emphasis. It has to be, all these are movement-based, pattern-based in progression and in workout. Your basic pattern engagement or development is going to utilize your more traditional weight resistance type exercises, some of the sort of functional types of exercises, but they're going to be pretty basic. The key though is that even though the movements are basic, they should be eliciting and rehearsing and emphasizing the movement patterns that you have identified in your root cause analysis to be problematic. And they should be supported and driven by other patterns that the athlete does well. The third and probably most important component, but only after you've done the functional engagement and the basic movement, is your activity-specific skill or your activity-specific movement phase. That comes at the end. Once the body's been prepared and warmed up and sort of primed, you can then work on patterns that are very specific to the actual activity. So these are going to be your real functional exercises in that they are going to be very, very close in nature to, even if we're breaking into small segments, very, very close in nature to the activity at hand, whether it be a throw or a swing pattern or a run pattern or whatever it might be. These are going to be non-traditional. These are going to be more skill movement based, almost coaching-like in nature. One of the key things to this part of it is that we rehearse patterns, especially early on, that are small pieces of the overall pattern. Those pieces are typically the pieces that are problematic for the athlete. They have to be built into a sort of an autopilot program or into like a kind of a habit a program, a neuromechanical habit program, before we can build and expand on those patterns to make them more complex. So we work each session with those three components. It's progressive in nature. And then each week, each month is progressively periodized. And at different times of the season and different times of the athlete's development, we use more linear type periodization or we use more concurrent type periodization, usually blending the two, just weighing emphasis in one direction or the other direction.